Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to react to something a little bit different that I have seen circling around YouTube in my comment section about our Mahalimas that we are calling them right now, and about their name possibly being like changing, and about the rights of the name, because I don't really quite fully understand what is going on. I found this woman talk about it. I started to watch it and I was like, okay, well, I want to react to it with you and spread the word about them and just support them. It doesn't matter really what their name is, because like it's them, like we know who they are. It doesn't matter really what is their band's name, like, because we will always will cherish the Pablo, Stel, Ken, Justin and Josh, and that's that, you know? Like, they will always be the band. It doesn't matter what kind of name they're going under. So I just would love to know what she has to say and what is really going on behind there. So yeah, I mean, I will not stop in this video. I just will talk some points if there is something that I can add. And yeah, I mean, so yes, let's just watch it together in case you haven't seen it either. So yeah, let's get right into it.
So SB19 canceled their Singapore concert. So it seems that there is some truth to the rumor that they are going through some legal issues about the use of SB19, the name. Did you know that there's actually a Korean boy band that left their company? They did not gain the rights over their name. They continued promoting, but they never changed their name. Shina, when they left SM Entertainment, they actually never gained the rights to the use of their name, but they did not change their name. They just continued promoting.
Okay.
Now, I can't say that that's the same case as SB19's case right now because I don't know the whole story. My information is really based on what is being communicated to me by other fans and few limited reading materials that
I mean, I don't
I
think there's
have.
like bad
And that is
intention
at best
behind
third
that.
hand information. In general, it seems that the former management company of SB19, Show BT, is claiming rights over the name SB19. That's all I know, and that's probably incomplete, and I'm not sure if that is accurate.
I
So
mean,
what I'm
probably
about to
because
say
they
is
see
more
that they're
an
successful and
expression of
they're like,
frustration,
well,
I guess, as
we
a
can gain
fan,
from them,
as a
which is
Filipino, and as a
nasty.
human being who has seen something like this happen to so many artists, not just Filipino artists, but artists globally. So I guess you can call this an attempt to be as level-headed as possible so I can hold on to something logical instead of spewing hate, because I don't know the whole story anyway, so I don't have any reason to spew hate because I don't know the whole story. But so before I continue, I hope that we can get some things clear. What is legal is different from what is moral, and what is moral is different from what is practical. So when I talk about something legal, it doesn't mean that I think it's moral. If I talk about something that is right or whatever, it doesn't mean that it is legal. And just because something is moral, it doesn't mean I think that's practical. Okay, if you end up liking this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe and hit that
I
notification
already
bell so
like how
that you know when
she's
there's a new
talking
video
about
getting
this.
published. And of course, share the
Very
video if you can,
professional.
because that's really helping my channel. Agreement with Show BT about the name. I would like to think that SB19 had some sort of an agreement with Show BT before they started promoting as SB19 after leaving the company. What we don't know is what kind of an agreement that is. But whatever that may be, it has to be honored. Copyright and trademark isn't a blanket one. You actually have to apply for the use of that name in different formats, promotions, merchandise, whatever. So whatever, whoever owns it needs to be compensated for it, and whatever arrangement they may have over the use and the application of those trademark and copyright needs to be honored. And if it is unreasonable, then it has to go through proper channels before it can be changed. I know some of you will
I
ask
mean,
why
it's
does it
quite
matter.
obvious.
SB19 is Pablo, Stel, Ken, Josh, and Justin. They are the ones that made the name. The name didn't make them. But the same
Mm-hmm.
laws that protect the five boys is also the same laws that protect as Shobiti. Remember that that's their money they invested initially. They need to be compensated for it. They also have families to support, employees to pay, and their employees actually have families to support as well. So whatever arrangement and agreement they had, that has to be honored. But if it is unreasonable, then it just has to go through proper legal channels before it can be changed. Show BT deserves to be compensated. Show BT deserves to be compensated. I don't question that. They put some money in training, promoting the five boys. No matter how hard the things that Pablo, Stel, Ken, Josh, and Justin went through, it still contributed to who they have become.
It sucks and
However, the
legal things like
compensation, of
that should
course, has to
happen.
be reasonable, not just for them, but for all parties concerned. They cannot
But I
milk
completely
the
understand what she's
five
talking
boys
about.
for all they're worth. I'm not saying that that's what they're trying to do. What I'm saying is that they do deserve to be compensated, but the compensation has to be reasonable. SB19 is Pablo, Stel, Ken, Josh, and Justin. I don't know the agreement. I don't know the legal aspect, but I know that morally they deserve to be given full rights over their name. In South Korea, when an entire group leaves the
As they came
company,
up with the name.
the group can actually claim the rights over their name. They will need to pay the company for that name, but the court will require the company to sell the name to the group. And the
Yeah, I
court will
wanted to ask,
actually
can you
oversee
buy
the
your
sale,
name from the
how much
company?
the company will get paid and whatever. In the US, I think there were several cases in the past that when the artist actually sued the management company for the rights over their name. NSYNC is actually one of them. When they left Lou Pearlman, they took him to
Okay.
court for the rights over their name. Now, Pearlman actually settled out of court. It doesn't mean that someone lost or whatever. It's just the more practical way of dealing with lawsuits here in the US. You try to settle it out of court, which they did. NSYNC gained the rights over their name. Now, this is in recognition of the rights of the person, regardless of whether it's an artist or whoever, but just the person who's actually working to build the name and the need of the person to continue making a living out of the name that they have built and the skills that they have developed. This is just common humanity. This is the most basic of a worker's right, a person's right to earn a
Yeah.
living. SB19 has been building the name. They should be given full rights over it so that they can continue making a living out of the name that they have built and the skills that they have developed in relation to the name. Why can't Showbiz team
Agree.
voluntarily give the rights to SB19 for the name? I don't know. Maybe they want to be compensated for it. Maybe the agreement was violated. Maybe they
I
want to
think
set an
that's
example for
probably the
future
case.
artists that they can't just stack up
Because they
and
see
leave.
how valuable
I
they are now.
understand their need and desire to make a revenue out of their investment. I don't necessarily agree with how they're doing it, at least based on my perception. But I understand everyone who makes an investment should on something that is good should make a revenue.
Yeah.
But they have absolutely no legal obligation to voluntarily turn over the name. If they do so, it would be a personal, moral decision, not a legal one. They can if they want to. They Why they don't want to, I don't know. This really represents a bigger issue. The Philippine music industry seems to be on the cusp of a reawakening, and SB19 is actually leading the charge. Management companies in the Philippines seem to be using the K-pop model in their training and management system. And that industry, while it has a lot of good qualities, it also has a lot of toxic qualities. And that includes many artists being abused and treated unfairly, to say the least. I hope that we can learn from their painful experience. I hope that we don't have to go through the experience ourselves before we learn the lessons. They've already learned it, they've
Yeah.
already experienced it. I hope we can just learn from it. One of the biggest lessons is their court, setting a reasonable requirement to make sure that the management company regains their investments, and of course they make money. They get a fair chance at recovering their initial investment, but also the artists will eventually have the freedom to maximize their own earning. And they did that by setting at a minimum commissions that are tipped towards the management company's favor in the initial contract term. This is to allow the management company to recover their initial investment. If they don't recover, of course that's not going to inspire the company to continue investing, and that's not going to benefit anybody. So
Yeah.
the laws were designed so that it gives the company fair chance to recover their investments and make money. But also the maximum contract was set to 7 years to ensure that the artists actually have can renegotiate their contract so that it tips to their favor and maximize their earnings while they are still young enough to do so. Korea
Yeah.
had gone through several high profile cases before they got to that point. We have the luxury of not having to go through that painful experience just to learn the lesson. I hope that we can start instituting laws like that in order to protect and nurture the industry. So, what are the options of Pablo, Stel, Justin, Josh, and Ken? This is just my opinion, and I'm not claiming that these are the only options that they have. This is just my opinion. First is that they can fight for the name. They can continue fighting, and if they win, they are going to benefit from it, but other artists will also benefit from it because it's going to set a precedent for the court to recognize the rights of an artist. It may also inspire the revisiting of our outdated copyright and trademark laws and the laws of the entertainment industry. The negative is that it's going to be expensive. That's one. Second is that it's going to be emotionally and mentally agonizing. And that may take their ability or time to create music. And that's what they do best, art. They may also have a period of time when they won't be able to promote,
Yeah.
at least not using the name. That's what happened to Shina when they left SM Entertainment because they didn't have the rights over the name. They just continued promoting actually, but they did not use the name Shina.
That's crazy.
The second option is for them to change their name. SB19 is popular not because of the name, but because of Stel, Pablo, Justin, Josh, and Ken.
Yeah, because of them.
Without them, that value, the value of the SB19 name, is not going to be sustained. Will
Yeah,
this
it
give
doesn't
Showbiz
exist.
the opportunity to give that name to somebody else, and then that somebody else is going to benefit from the value that
It
our
doesn't
five
work
boys
like
give the name?
that.
Sure,
It's never
in
gonna
the
be the
beginning,
same.
but the value of that name comes from the five boys and their skills. Without them, the value of the name is going to get depleted.
Yeah.
They may also set
Yeah. It
another
doesn't
kind of
exist. Like,
precedent, a boss move of some sort. Let the company fight for the rights over something whose value will not be sustained. It's going to prove to the world, especially to those that are planning to do this, that without the artist, the name is nothing. Whatever they decide to do, I'm going to
but that's
support.
true.
Is it going to be a PR and a marketing nightmare? Sure. But they can also spin it to their favor. They can call the attention of the world and make people realize that this problem exists, not just in the Philippines, but all over the world. Whatever option they
Hmm.
go for, it will have pros and it will have cons. But my support is unconditional. um, I am frustrated. This is the reason I did this. I tried to be logical because first and foremost, I do not know the entire story, so that I have no right to actually make any kind of judgment. I definitely don't have the right to spew hate,
Assumption.
right? So I tried to be as reasonable as possible. Um, I do feel when I first heard it, I'm like, why can't you just give the freaking name? it's not like it's not like they're not doing anything for the entire country, right? They're doing something for the entire country. They're helping all artists. They're breaking down barriers in the global music industry. But
Yeah,
again,
they're
I
doing
don't know
so
the entire
much.
story, so I have to check myself. It isn't fair because, as I've said, SB19 is the one that's breaking barriers, but they're also the ones that are taking the hit. They're getting bruised. They're getting beaten up. But I'm also hopeful,
Because
very,
they're the
very
first ones
hopeful.
who
I
does
know that
this.
Pablo, Stel, Josh, and Justin and Ken will make the right decision, and it's going to change things for the better because they're good people, they're smart people, and
Yeah.
they are talented. It's going to they are going to change
And we are
things
still
for
be
the better,
behind
not
them.
just
It
for
doesn't matter.
them, but for all Filipino musicians. In the meantime, I'm just going to do what I can do,
Yeah,
and that is to
that's
continue
what I do.
supporting them. And I hope that you do too. I would love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
Please leave them in the comment
Let's
section
support.
below. Um, if you ended up liking this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also
I
subscribe
completely agree with
and hit
you.
that notification button so that you know when there's a new video getting published. You can say anything that you want to say in the comment section below. Just make sure that you do so respectfully.
I really enjoyed how she approached this situation, and I love that she stayed kind of neutral, but like you can tell that she is like on a positive side, like how we all are, because like as she said, without them the name is not like it, there's no word to the name, because there's been so many bands in like around the globe who have been together for like years, and they have created fandom of them, and they love the people that are in the band and that creates the band. And when they start to shift the people in a band, and then at the end there's no original bandmates in the band, you can see that the name just drops down, because it's not the same. It's not why the people are there for the first place. It was for those original people, not for someone else who is replacing them, because no one can replace that was originally made of, like, you know, the value is in them, not in someone else. And yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a way to go at all, because who else is gonna be like take the SB19 name and try to even impersonate them and like try to beat them? Because it just doesn't work like that. I would hate myself for that if I was in someone else's shoes and be like, yeah, we'll take that name. Like, no, we will not take that name. We will just start from scratch then, because it's kind of disgusting in a way to like take someone else's built name and put it on you, like you have done something for it. I don't know. I don't think that's a correct way to do it. Like, just on human basis, like like mentally thinking, like it's just setting up for the fail, and you will just damage yourself mentally over the time period while the name is declining. So yeah, that's my opinion about that. So I I don't think we should care what is their band name, and if they regain the name, amazing. If they don't, okay, we will adjust and remember to call them in their actual new name. And I know it's gonna be adjustment for us to just not just throw out their name, but I mean, for them we can do anything. So we can adjust to the different name, because we know how they have worked on it and for it and on themselves and for the whole Philippines, how much they have worked and how much they have done already in a globally aspect, and put their foot right out of the door, like they are in there, like they did that. And as she also said, like they're being bruised and bashed, and it's because they're the first ones who have courage to do so and not afraid to get scrutinized and said things about them, because they have their whole career, and they're just like, okay, what else you're gonna say to us? It doesn't matter, we will keep going. And as they are, they're succeeding, and no matter what like haters gonna say, they will succeed and they will thrive. So yeah, I hope that we will just stay behind them. Now I have a bit more information behind why this is happening and why. I mean, I think that the original company just sees that they have value in them and they can gain something out of that, which is kind of disgusting. But as she said, we can't speculate on that. But I mean, if you think logically, I think that's what they are doing, because these types of companies usually are for the money, not for the people. So yeah, that's sad, but that's what it is. Anyways, guys, what do you think of this video? What are your thoughts about this whole situation? Leave your comments down below. And again, like, leave them positive, as she said. And yeah, let's just keep supporting our boys, and we'll see where it takes us. And let's hope that this doesn't like put any time restraints in their like creation of their music, as they're like literally on a rise with their music and their creation and art. So yeah, but other than that, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.